And welcome. It's Friday night. Frightners, win!
Hey,
Lovely.
willkommen.
Lovely to above me. I do apologise, guys, because I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if it's on my side, but it was dead glitchy at the beginning.
I didn't see any glitchy.
It's probably the laptop.
It was all right.
Swear to God. So, how are you guys? Hi, Annette.
Hi, Annette.
Hi, Nettie.
So, while I share this out, how's you two been all week? Who's the gossip? Who's getting who piles?
I've been all right. I've not been on because I couldn't. I've not been on because I couldn't be asked. But I've been all right. I've been all right. No, I just had a few things I need to do. I just had a few things I need to do. But yeah, it's all good. All good now. I'm back in the fold now and happy that way. How about you?
So glad.
Thank you very much, love.
Still got this cold, but I'm a lot better than I was. It's just a sore throat thing now that I'm just
horrible, isn't it?
Oh. And I did test myself for COVID, and I haven't got COVID. It's just a cold.
I think we've had 2 years without colds and flus, haven't we? And now we're getting them back. We're not used to them.
I know. But I'm glad to see you both. I have been good. I can speak a wee bit better than what I was speaking the other night. Mind you, doing a presentation on Thursday was quite funny. I couldn't pronounce my S's because of this tongue bar. I can't wait till next Thursday. Honestly to God, I can't wait to get it changed. Smaller tongue bar and I'll be able to talk again.
How are you getting on with it now, though? Are you getting on with it all right? Is it settled down now?
It's really... I can feel it's actually the spellings went well down because I can feel the bar at the bottom of my teeth and I can feel it also at the top of my teeth. So I can honestly feel it. But I'm getting used to it in a kind of way. But Friday night Frightners, we haven't got Otto Wanker with us.
The jammy boy. Jammy Parker.
Jammy Parker.
Jammy Parker.
Jammy Parker's being jammy.
He's been jammy. I think he's working tonight, the boy.
Yeah, I think he's doing
he works hard, bless him. He really does.
I think he's got a week of nights, isn't he? A long week of nights for.
He's a grafter, that lad. I'll back him up for that. He's a grafter, that lad, and he's an all-round nice lad.
Sorry about that. But he's definitely. I miss actually having him because I've never to wind up. I've never to fraud.
Well, we'll be seeing Jamie in the flesh on the 24th next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Oh, where he's going? Anywhere exciting?
We're going on an investigation somewhere in Essex.
The whole of Essex.
Somewhere. We can't mention where, but somewhere in Essex.
So I'll be a posh bar somewhere in Essex. She's living it up.
Nothing posh with us. Quite the opposite, in fact.
Me and Dan are more like spit and sawdust, aren't we?
We are spit and sawdust.
I must admit, I've never ever
I'm
been
spitting big
Essex.
sawdust. That's a double act name, spit and sawdust.
Spit and sawdust.
Here they come, spit and sawdust.
No, you've been asking.
So how did your tongue when you've initially? Obviously, I've got loads of questions now because I've had piercings over the years, but I've never had a tongue piercing. So what was it like when you initially got it done? Was it really painful?
No, believe it or not, right? When it comes to getting things done like tattoos, right? We'll take tattoos prime example. I just sit there and blather, and when obviously I went into the room and she's like, right, you need to do this, blah blah blah, right? So she gave me the numbing cream, but then stupid here managed to get it somehow onto her mouth, so my mouth was, my bottom lip was
but your tongue was still.
And my tongue was numb as well. And what she did
Hi, Paul.
Hiya, Paul. How you doing,
Hope
pal?
you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
What she did was she told me to stick out my tongue, and she put a clamp on it. So she was looking at the veins, obviously, for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
And see, before I even knew it was in, so that was fine. When I got out and when you've got that adrenaline, oh my God, I'm getting this done, right? And as soon as the adrenaline wore off, I was like, ow. So sitting on the bus, I was sort of playing about with it to try and get used to the fact it was in my mouth. And here I got it caught in my teeth, and my God, it was fucking painful. And I was like, oh. So actually, I started with ice pulls, and ice pulls and salt and hot water, making sure obviously I'm rinsing it out all the time, making sure it was all right. She did say there would be bruising, and there is bruising on my tongue. I never actually realised how much the tongue's sensitive to things like this. So it has been pretty painful, but it's well worth it. It is well worth it.
Yeah, that's what matters.
You
know what? I had my septum done a couple of times, and I thought that was gonna. I've been told everybody's, oh, it's painful. It'll make you do. It was the only one really that made my eyes water, but it wasn't. In fact, I'm probably going to get it done again actually because I used to like the septum. But the worst one I've had done was the tragus because the guy couldn't put it for the It took him 15 minutes to get the tragus to get it through because he was forcing it. He was a big guy and he was forcing it, and it just wouldn't happen. And it did eventually. But I wouldn't be doing that again.
Dan, please don't get your nose pierced because we'll be staring at your nose rather than looking at you as a person. Get your nipple done instead.
I used to have one there, and I used to have the nose pierced, and then I used to have the tragus, and then I used to have. But yeah, no, I'm getting too old for all that now.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't have that pierced, but when my papa died, I had a lot of anxiety, so I didn't realise how much I was actually playing at the bar.
Yeah.
And I use that as if I feel anxious, instead of because I'm terrible and I can't wear lipstick because I've bit on my lip to the point where we put on lipstick, you can see the marks of where I've bit. So I use that as like a fidget thing in my mouth, and I ended up I snapped the bar clean off because I came out of sausage, and I actually bit all the way through it, but Stephen says I've probably wore it down with the amount of times that I've actually been playing with it. I loved my wee piercing there, so I did. It was actually pretty cool. But
would you get it again?
I would, but at this time I'd put it there where I'm not able to play with it. But I can't get my ears done because every time I've had my ears done, they just poison. And then
you know why I suffer with that, because I reject all metals. I can't wear silver, I can't wear cheap shit, I can't put anything in my ear other than yellow gold. And if I put yellow gold in my ear, it's fine. If I put something else in there, it gets sore, it gets scabby, it weeps. It's horrible. And it's because your skin has expensive taste, I've been told.
You know what? I'm the same as you, but I mean, I can go with silver and gold. Silver's probably, but anything else, any alloys or anything like that, and what happens is it starts to swell and pus.
Yeah.
And it's horrible, isn't it?
But
even surgical steel I can't wear because that causes it as well.
I cannot wear metal. That's weird.
Yeah.
That some people just can't.
I suppose it's like it's the alien to the body, isn't it? So the body refuses it.
Maybe we are aliens. Maybe we don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
Evening, Bri. Oh, hi,
Bri.
I hope you're good. Are you doing well, buddy?
Is it this weekend that Bri goes to Scotland, or is it last weekend?
Was it last weekend you went to Scotland, Bri? Was it last week? Last weekend, wasn't it? And if it was last weekend, how did you get on, Bri? I hope you had a nice time.
Yours done 3 times as well. Aye, exactly.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It is.
Mr. Hassler's in the house.
Hello, Mr. Hassler. I hope you're all doing well out there.
Oh, I love that dog. Look at it.
Good. Oh, that dog, gorgeous.
Which sort of dog is it? Oh.
What is he, like
I love him.
It's a boxer, I think, isn't it?
Is he? I can't really see. He's cute, whatever he is, or she is.
That's Lily.
Oh, Lily. Lily's lovely. I've got a Lily dog, yeah. Oh, she's really cute.
Oh, I love huskies. I absolutely adore
huskies. French bulldog. Oh, they're sweet French bullies.
They are.
They're sweet little things.
Oh. Yep, and was awkward, love. Not guilty, Your Honour. I didn't do it.
Sorry to hear that, Brian.
What you was
had
up
a good time.
He went up there with his ex or something, didn't you, Bri?
That's always going to be awkward, Bri.
Yeah, that would be massively awkward. That's like, no. But definitely, I mean, I love piercings and tattoos. Don't get me wrong, when I got my first tattoo, I didn't realise I was 6 months pregnant. I found out 3 weeks later I was pregnant. So I call that my hormonal tattoo, and it's actually quite a big one because the girl that actually done it for me, she was like, "What if this goes wrong?" And I'm just like, "It's fine. Let me deal with it."
Yeah, get on with it.
Just do it.
What's the worst that can happen?
My nephew bought a proper tattoo kit, and he had it in his house, and apparently he got drunk one night with his friends, and his friends.
Hi, Ian. Hope you're doing well.
His friends said,
"Oh, so what do you do?
Get your tattoo kit out. Get your tattoo kit out and give yourself a tattoo." So he said, "Yeah, all right then." So he's pulled his trousers down. He shaved the top of his legs, and he's tattooed a penis, and it's not a very good one, on his legs while he was pissed. And I went to this family wedding, and I see this tattoo. Got drunk again, and he's showing me his tattoo. He goes, "Yeah, I did that when I was pissed." It's awful, absolutely awful.
Good memory though. Good memory.
I bet he can't remember nothing.
Oh, but good memories. He's had a good night.
Something going on, so couldn't get sticks.
Oh, bloody hell, mate! You kept the car 24 hours. Oh, mate, I bet you were shattered.
Yeah,
I can imagine. Hope you're all right, Bri. I think the worst thing I've ever did when I was pissed was I was in at my gay friend's, and I can vaguely remember talking about, like, you know.
I'm reading his message.
Yeah, sorry.
Trust me.
We were vaguely talking about fake tan. Now, I hate fake tan. I don't see the point in it, right? So my pal said for a laugh, "Oh, I've got it." So me being drunk as fuck was like, "Oh, brilliant, I'll put it on." And here, to me, see with the Google eyes, this ain't working. I was like, "Are you sure you've not gave me hair mousse?" My God, when I woke up in the morning with a hangover, I had a bright orange hand, like down to here, looked at my legs, and I looked like a zebra, honest to God. I'm like, what the hell? You should have seen my face. I like painted orange across here like I was one of the Indians.
The worst thing I've ever done drunk was, that's good to hear. It was in Germany. Yeah. Me and my mate got absolutely, he's gone now, bless him, he's passed away, but we got completely bladdered. And we ended up entering this German bar where it was a transvestite good-looking contest. We got speaking to the landlord, the German guy who was running it, and he went, if you want to have a bit of fun, he went, let's go outside, I'll dress you up and put lipstick and all that on you. I've got photos here somewhere. He went, and I'll enter you at the contest. He went, I'll sing to you. And we walked in dressed like women. We were the two ugliest women you've ever seen.
Do you know what actually reminds me of that film? What's that old film that was Robbie Catrine? It was about, God, they were dressed as women.
I've not seen that.
I can see it in my head. Oh, what bugged me? Were they not dressed as nuns?
Oh! God, that's an old film now, isn't it?
Aye, that kind of about.
Oh, shit. I can't remember what that was called. Yeah. That's right. I remember Robbie Coltrane. That's right. They were dressed as nuns. Oh,
that sounds vaguely similar to the guy who put it down. That's something what Stephen would do to me. Oh, what is that film called? That's quite bug me. See, does anything know in the chat? It's where they're dressed as nuns.
Let me find it.
Nuns
on the Run. That's it, Ian. Nuns on the Run. That was it.
I can imagine you too, Jim.
I kid you not. We look like the ugliest women you've ever seen.
We got all pissed one night, and there were two things that happened. It was Andy that did this with his mates, not me. He says they went round to somebody's house after the pub, and somebody was so drunk he fell asleep on the floor. So while he was asleep on the floor, they got the sewing kit out and they sewed his hair to the carpet.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So he couldn't get up in the morning. And then our lot, when we went out and got pissed up and came home drunk, and somebody passed out on the sofa. Because we had nowhere to sit, we had to sit on the floor. We went, went under the kitchen sink and found the boot polish. And so my mate drew a bit of a Hitler moustache with the boot polish. I wrote "fuck off" across his forehead. Somebody else drew something. Anyway, in the morning, got up, saw they had this, very funny sort of thing. Anyway, went to wash his face. The boot polish came off, but it stained his skin. And he had work the next day, so he had to go into work across his forehead because it stained all into his skin. It took days for it to wear off, apparently, but he had to go to work.
That is so
we
funny.
Do to ourselves.
Jason, remind me not to drink with you. I must admit,
sewing the hair to the carpet though. That's a brilliant idea because he had long hair. Like they had long hair at the time.
I must admit, like the funniest story I've ever heard, I think, is a woman that made papers. The woman was so drunk one night, she got home, woke up the next morning with a husky beside her. And she had brought it out. Obviously, somebody's let it out the garden and it's managed to get out. And she's obviously took it home and told her mum at 2:00 in the morning she's got a new friend in the house, and then woke up in the morning and shut herself because there's a husky beside her.
Where'd she get the husky from?
She obviously brought it home for somebody's garden, so she went back and obviously took the dog back. But the owner found it so funny, I mean, can you imagine just waking up next? That would be something I would do. One of the guys I used to work with on the stag do push up and
Bloody
say,
hell.
That's nasty.
"Oh my god!"
Imac stinks as well.
I had a mate. I've got to be careful how I say it now. I had a mate who was the captain of a famous North London football team. It wasn't Arsenal. And they went on a golfing holiday to Spain with some other of our mates. And when he was coming back through customs, what they did, it's awful, really. They had a shit in his luggage.
What?
And then they tipped off customs that they thought he was something dodgy about him. So there they are, the press and everything around it, because obviously they're waiting to go. He's a famous footballer, and as they've opened the case, it's a big fucking turd looking out. They done it to try and get him in the papers. Luckily enough, I don't know what happened. He didn't make the papers, but they did it to try and get him in the papers. Like this captain of this big football club caught with somebody's had a shit in his luggage.
Right, we haven't got a theme. We haven't got a theme tonight. If you wanna pull up a theme, we'll talk about it. If you want.
Yeah, I mean, guys are in the chat. If you've got a theme tonight you want to talk about, feel free to.
I've got a theme actually, and it's.
Bry's going to choose it now.
No, that's all right. I just want to talk. Present company excluded, because Viv's my best mate. She knows that, and I love Viv. Who do you trust? And you as well. Love you, Lois. Who do you make friendships with people, but who do you trust? And what happens when people turn on you?
Trust you what's in between your legs, because it will tell you no lies. That's it.
Yeah. And I just wonder if anybody out there's been in situations where they've put their trust in other investigators or friends. Hi, you William. I hope you're doing well.
Hi, William.
And all of a sudden, that trust has been thrown back in someone's face.
He trusts his dog.
Yeah, exactly, Jason. Exactly. You won't go far wrong there. She weren't wearing them at the time, was she, Annette?
That is funny.
Yes, it's like, who do you trust?
My trust circle's very small.
Yeah, mine is now.
It is very small.
Mine is now.
I think when you put your trust and you give your trust quite freely, you're setting yourself up for a fall. It's happened to me twice now.
Yeah.
And William will tell you, and he'll back you up on this. There's only so many times that you could be used in a way that's not acceptable, and it doesn't turn you into a hateful or deceitful person. It just makes you not trust anyone. It brings your circles. It brings your circles in even closer still.
Yeah, and I think it makes you mellow out, doesn't it? In a way that you think to yourself, you know what? I'm not going down that route anymore, and I'm not going to be put out by that person, because clearly, if that person didn't care enough in the first place, why should I be bothering now?
I think I'm like William. William gave me some advice, and I've taken his advice. But he now says that he's reached an age where he will be cantankerous and he'll do what he wants, and he does. I mean, and he's still very respectful in that way.
Oh,
but when I see people being used, belittled, or beguiled, especially on social platform and media, I just think there is no need for it, because it's you, the one that's doing it, makes himself look stupid. Now, Lois knows I'd like, I wouldn't see any harm come to Lois or yourself, Dan. And if people want to point fingers or so, I'll get on Facebook and name and shame. Don't worry about that. I've had people that have been quite pornographic, let's say, towards myself. I'll put it on Facebook pages and I will name and shame. I might get a ban for 30 days for putting up content that shouldn't be on there.
That's a small price to pay for the truth.
But at least,
isn't it?
but at least people will know. I have 2 profiles, so I can always work off of the other profile. So I haven't got an issue with being banned. You know, if they want to ban me, that's fine. But I will also say to Facebook, well, this was what was sent to me, and I'm putting it out there that this guy or woman, could be a woman,
but
is not to be trusted, because there are too many. Let's just call it people in the paranormal that are not interested in the paranormal. It's a way of getting to meet women or touching women.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Right. And the pornographic nature that comes out in these men, because they see that the paranormal is predominantly women, and they see it as a playground, and it gives them the right to do what they want to do.
They exploit a situation.
Exactly.
And make it uncomfortable for those women that want to,
Hi, Jenny.
you know.
Jenny!
Hi, Jenny. I hope you're doing well.
But, you know, I think these people need to be outed, and I have no qualms doing that. And I do have quite a large platform to do it on. So if people want to do that and I see it, or they try and involve me, then good luck to them. That's all I can say.
I agree, William. I agree. And I agree with Bright as well. We used to trust plenty, but with age, no one anymore. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Well, look what I put up the day. I ever love somebody so much you do anything for them. Yeah, well, make that someone yourself and do whatever the hell you want.
I agree with that, Ian, as well.
Ian's
there's certain people that I've invested a lot of time, and I've invested a lot of my personal time with, and I've been honest with them, been truthful with them, and I hope that they do the same to me, but they never reciprocated. I thought they did, but then they turned out to be something that they turned out to be something that I thought that I never would have imagined they were.
I'll tell you what really does, right? Boils my piss. Right? I love that expression. Ever since I've heard that expression, it stuck with me. What really annoys me is people that come into the paranormal and they get too big for their boots. That's what really boils my piss. But then, what really annoys me,
that's tickled me, Nettie. Honestly, I love that.
I should actually bear that one in mind for the dodgy ones I get.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, Lois.
It's okay, I don't mind you. That's why you usually exchange all the pictures. I'm just investigating. I'll tell you what, one thing that really did boil my piss last week, right? And I don't know why it bothered me, because it doesn't really surprise me, like, coming to this person. Like, you know, the Queen's dead, obviously.
You're breaking up, Lois.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Now, everybody knows in this world the Queen's dead, right? But what my piss is, that one person...
You're stuck now.
Oh.
I'm back.
You're still stuck.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
They are gobshites, Jenny. I agree.
Aye.
Hi, you Robert. Hope all's good. I agree, Jenny.
Your piss boy. Absolutely love this, man. Well, I'll send you something that, but who really bothers me is the person that when people die, like the Queen, Meatloaf, everybody, they come through him. We all know who we're talking about, right? I don't mention any names, but everybody will know who I'm talking about.
I can't understand you, Lois.
Am I breaking up again?
Yeah.
Right, I'll leave and I'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Are you on the space station or something? Are you broadcasting me?
She's okay now. Look.
Oh, you're right now.
It's this laptop. It's tuning me out.
You're jamming up again.
Yeah.
What's that Jason face?
My life. 2 minutes.
It was simple. We found shared posted nude. Yeah, I'd honestly, I'd expose them. Wouldn't you, Dan? Expose
Well,
them.
they expose themselves, don't they? I mean, the thing is, if they're trying it, I don't understand. I don't see the mentality of these people because they know that. I mean, if they're doing that to you, then chances are doing it to loads of women. Surely
you can't put it up.
But she did, though. Let's be honest, Jason. She did have teeth. They were just in a jar next to the side of the bed. She didn't even have teeth.
She only put them in for special clients that wanted to be bitten.
I think I might have gone out with her.
Oh God. Yeah.
They are.
That is true.
Oh, your dog, Jason, is gorgeous. She's
Lily.
a sweetie, isn't she?
Little Lily.
She's such a sweetie.
Oh.
Little face.
Anyway, Bri, he hasn't come in with a question. His theme.
Oh, that was better.
Hi.
Oh, what? I did a blog
No.
way.
Oh, holy shit.
That's bad.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. We can hear you.
Right.
Yes.
So, did you get any of that at all?
I got this.
And the Queen.
That.
I heard the Queen. That was about it.
Right.
We heard the Queen.
Right. The one that obviously we all know the Queen's dead, right? The one that keeps trying to bring people back through, that is really...
He's not tried it with the Queen, has he?
Yeah, he's done that, yeah.
He's did it with the Queen. I'm surprised you have not seen Facebook. It's been fucking wild.
Yeah, but do you know what pisses me off about that, Lovis, right? I'm not condoning what he does. That man, right?
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Ian.
That man deserves all the crap that he gets. I mean, he's a totally disrespectful little piece of shit.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit.
But people still talk about him. That's why he's still in the forefront.
He's making money off the back of that.
Yeah. Don't talk about him. Don't put any posts up about him. Just ignore him. He doesn't exist. And the little shit will go away. It's because people talk about him.
That's what I said, because it was so, Facebook went wild. And I just fucking knew that as soon as the minute the Queen died, I actually turned to Stephen and I said, the first person, right, who will jump on the top of that will be Stephen Huff. Guaranteed.
Matt, he's a prick. He's an absolute prick.
Do you know it's actually that bad that we watch, well, not so much we watch, but he watches like flat, because I seen Ian come in and I've muddled up my words.
Yeah,
that's him.
That's him.
I seen one of the flat earth. Well, it's not a flat earther, but it's a guy that rips the piss out of flat earthers, right? And he usually what he does is he tries and goes away and tries other subjects. So paranormal came up, and I like to sit and watch him to try and debunk paranormal, right? And I'll hang me. As soon as I seen, I only needed to listen to the first 2 sentences, and I knew he was doing a Stephen Huff video, and he did. And he analysed Stephen Huff's video.
Shall I just say something here, right? I'm going to be a bit controversial now, and I don't care. It's just my view. Because of what Heave Muff has done, and he does it on a certain day when her voice, everyone's reminiscing, they're talking about the Queen, she's all over the airwaves, she's on the TV, she's on the radio, everywhere you look, you can hear her voice, right? He then goes on and does his ITC the day after her passing away. And yes, her voice is all over the airways. No matter where you look or where you go, you can hear the Queen's voice. So it brings me to believe, not all, but the majority of ITC experiments is bullshit. Because it's tapping into the radio waves, and of course you're going to hear it.
I watched him, and he even admitted it, Viv. He samples their voices. So say he's doing something with Elvis, want to get in contact with Elvis. What he does is he feeds a reel of a voice sample into the machine, so that when they come back, it plays the words through their voice. So it's like an algorithm, like a pattern, an algorithm, and it actually what it does is it replicates their voice. So it's not.
You know what?
That's what he does.
It just leaves me to think that the ITC as a whole, what a load of shit. Unless somebody is going to produce something that we can say without a shadow of a doubt, it's not a radio wave picking something up and we're trying to make it fit into what we're investigating.
Sorry, I keep laughing at you.
Absolutely, I know it's funny. Absolute bollocks.
Thomas
said he was knighted by Queen and
private. William, I'll be honest, William, I was shocked by it when because I didn't realise he was doing that, and he even admitted it. He showed you what he does. So it's like he's calling you a fool, but he's showing you that you're a fool as well, because he's showing you how he does it.
That's through the computer, isn't it, the ITC, or is it through radio? Am I wrong?
You can do it through radios. I mean, I've got an ITC box, but it doesn't replicate voices. So the voices you get through there are just... But he does it with voice replication.
What is ITC, William says? Is it instant telecommunication channel? No?
Do you know what? It is...
Instrumental something,
isn't it?
Telecommunication or something.
Something, I can't remember what it was now, actually. But it drives me mental. He did go on me, and he did. Let's have a look, see if I can find it.
Is it intertrans communication? No, something. I can't remember now. Instrumental. There we go. Instrumental transcommunication.
Transcommunication. Yeah.
That's it, Jenny.
There you go. Got it here. Yeah. Instrumental. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking for an idea for Frightners. Mr. Ian, are you still in the chat? If you are, then why don't we have a show with him and Jenny on a Friday night? If that's all right with you, Jenny and Ian.
Yeah.
If you want to come on and join us. Come, my queen. The Queen's death was very strange today and night ago.
See, now the thing with that Huff is he does it on... It's really disrespectful because he does it in such a way that the families are newly bereaved, irrespective of whose family it is. And so he's going on there and he's pouring salt in people's open wounds.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jenny, am I breaking up again? No, I was suggesting one night that you and Ian...
I'm going to send them the link now, saying come on now if you want.
Why, come on now if you want. Come on, my funny.
Who's getting on? Who's getting on? Who's coming on? Who's coming on, hopefully?
Ian and Jenny.
If they want to.
If they want to. It's totally fine. I'll not cry after the show if you don't come on.
Yeah. Transcommunication, but what bathroom do they use? Anyone they want, to be honest with you, because we're not allowed to argue.
Let me see. I've very got to.
No worries.
That's cool, Ian. You can come on next week if you want, if you're free. But yeah, it's some night.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline.
How you
doing? Doing well.
But yeah, it's just like, oh, for God's sake, you know, I don't know why it would surprise me he's done it, because at the end of the day, you know what, I would think he would have a bit of respect for the Queen, you know, but clearly
The only thing he's got respect for is money, I think, because he doesn't care who he exploits, he doesn't care whose family he upsets. As soon as somebody's dead, he's straight on there. If they've got a celebrity status or remotely celebrity, he's straight on there trying to lie to people, saying that he's trying to get communication going with them.
What do you think about all these card readers?
I read cards.
It depends on what angle you're coming from, Robert. Are you coming from all the scammers on Facebook, the fake profiles, the ones that say, what is it they say? If you are interested in a reading, say hi or something. I've seen a lot of that
I think,
recently.
for me, I think it's. I've always said there are people out there like mediums and stuff like that. There are people out there with the abilities, but unfortunately, the field has opened up to let a lot of people that are out there just exploit a situation. And anybody can buy a pack of those cards now. They always could.
Is it a gift or?
And people just
birthday
cards.
Right, so let me explain about the tarot cards, okay? Tarot cards and things, this is in England for the American people who have a different way of explaining it, but psychic level means that you use a tool. Mediumship is you act as an interpreter, okay? So when you work on the psychic level, you're using a tool. So you're picking tarots or crystal ball or dowsing crystals, or you could read the bones, as I'm learning to, or trying to learn to do. You're using these things as a tool. You can learn it. Teacup reading, you can learn how to do that. Anyone can do it, but it's how you interpret the cards. So you're now faced with one or two things. If these people do not know the definition of the cards fully, they can give you a wrong interpretation. Some people are out there that are no intention of being honest and genuine, that just want to make a quick buck. So they'll make up any shit that they feel necessary. Some people tend to read chords. That's another thing that happens. That's a mediumship level. They tend to read chords. They're not giving you a proper reading, and they're charlatans. It had taken me years, right? Years. I've been seeing spirits since I was tiny, and my gran, who used to try and appease me, used to give me her tarot deck. So from the age of about 7, I was playing with her tarot deck like a normal game of cards and asking, what does this mean? What does that card mean? And we'd sit all afternoon and talk about one particular card. It took me about 20 years to learn to read tarot. Now, I don't read tarot. I don't need to. I cheat because I have spirit that actually physically talk to me, and they talk to me about the cards and what this means, what's that means, and what's going on in their life. So for me, tarot deck now I use as a tool. If the person that I'm reading for is too scared to have mediumship or trans mediumship, I will sit there and use the tarot deck as a front. What they're getting from me is pure clairvoyance and mediumship with a bit of tarot, a bit of psychic thrown in, only because they're too scared to have the direct communication. So that is the difference. But true tarot readers will not advertise.
I'll tell you what, I knew it was bollocks. I'm not saying the tarot cards are, but I knew it was bollocks about people reading them and how many people can exploit a situation, because I didn't know anything about tarot cards, and I always had an interest in them. You see them and you've been in paranormal for years, and you think, do you know what, I wouldn't mind learning how to interpret these. And this woman was offering a course, and it was a 2-hour course. Learn to be
2 hours?
Learn to be adept at reading tarot cards, right? And this was in the 2-hour course. So anyway, she's given me these tarot cards. She's explained to me, you know, what they mean and how to interpret them and that. I still couldn't understand it. I still couldn't grasp the concept of what they were, right? It was beyond my comprehension.
Jenny!
Hi, Jenny. It was way beyond my comprehension. But anyway, I thought I'll sit this and I'll see where this goes in 2 hours. So there was me and there was another girl there and there was this woman who was training us. So she said, right, Dan, I want you to lay these cards out and I want you to give this other woman a reading, right? So I've laid these cards out. I still had no clue as to what these cards meant, right? 2 hours. So I've given this woman, I've got to know her over 2 hours. So I picked up certain things about her. And what I've done is I've just thrown a load of Barnum statements at her. I've just thrown a load of statements that could be applicable to loads of different people. And said, oh, this card means this, and this is what this could, and you got this going on in your life, and da-da-da-da. And she said to me, that's a fantastic reading. It's one of the best readings I think I've ever had. I know for a fact I didn't know what I was doing. I knew that I was coming out of a load of crap. I knew I was telling her, because I've got to know her, I was just using stuff that I picked up from her, and I was throwing it back at her. And I knew I was doing this, and that's when I thought to myself, you know what? I don't trust 90% of these people that read tarot. My mum used to read tea leaves and stuff like that. But like you, Viv, she'd done it when she was from childhood. She'd been taught it by her nan and she grew up and she knew, you know. And so she'd been doing it for years, right? And stuff like that. I didn't have a clue. But this is why I'm very skeptical with a lot of people. I've always said I'm not skeptical of paranormal. I'm skeptical of people's interpretations of the paranormal.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, that was sorry. Went on too long. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, my darling Irish flower. How was your birthday?
Lord, I think I'm in day 3 of suffering from birthday dreams.
A 3-day birthday hangover. That is mega.
Oh, you can't beat it.
You're allowed that. You're the Queen of England. Queen of Ireland, even.
I can be queen of anywhere. I was testing out a new gin, and it was nice.
Good. It was good then.
Nice.
Oh, my darling, good cuddles to you.
It's Friday. This is not tea. This is not tea.
I've just got the old pajamas on, just chilling.
Have you? I was sitting here watching. Hey, point, Zach, come say hi. I was sitting here watching, and he came over to me with my socks on the floor, and I'm thinking, I am not paying another 500 euros to get it removed from your stomach. Give it back to me.
So
how's everything doing? Thank you for throwing me on.
No, you're fine.
Jenny, what do you think about Ouija boards? Are they dangerous?
I don't think so. Look, this is my mouse pad, and God knows what I'm stomaching up in my house. Like, you know,
great.
I don't think they're dangerous as much as we would use any other piece of equipment. Say my recorder here. We can have anything come through this. Anything. It's the same as a Ouija board. It was like the pendulum board. The pendulum board looks like a Ouija board, yes, no, and all the letters, but it's used by a pendulum. I don't think it is. I think it's very movie-ized, if that's a word I can say, and it's making you to be afraid of it. But people who have never used it before, don't be silly. Don't be really big balls and use it.
I think the Ouija board is dangerous in the respect that the person using it is dangerous and not the thing itself, because they're not emotionally stable to be doing that thing in the first place. So if things are happening, it's down to the individual.
Thing is, as soon as you go on an investigation, you're opening yourself up for interaction with spirit, aren't you? Because you're saying, here I am, come forward, I want you to interact with me. So whether it's a Ouija board or whether it's you calling out, it's the same principle, isn't it, really?
You're opening yourself up to everything.
It's
not going to protect you.
No.
It's not. I mean,
I asked for a Ouija board for my birthday and get told no.
Yeah, they're like any form of communication. They really are. And now, was I ever afraid of the Ouija board? Absolutely, I was afraid because I was, watching others and whatnot. Do I use it on my team? No, I don't use it, but I'm absolutely not opposed to other people using it. I just think differently of how it's being used. When I remember I had someone on my show before, Dr. Kieran O'Keefe, and I liked the way he described it. that if you're asking a question and you know the answer is going to be no, so your finger's on it, everyone's fingers is on it. I would only have 2 people on it if it was ever being used, which is not. But if I did, 2 people and not 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And when you get the N, your mind is telling your hand no, and it brings it over to the O, but you don't subconsciously know you're going to the O.
That's it.
So that's what I'm thinking. No, use other things. Just
I did a Ouija board with Dan. I trust Dan. And we had our eyes shut and we had our fingers on the planchette, and it was moving and I couldn't keep my finger up with it because it was only very light. So I took my finger off.
Yeah.
And I opened my eye, and Dan was barely touching the planchette. Anyway, he said, Viv, are you moving this planchette? And by then he'd taken his finger off. The planchette is moving on its own, and I'm watching it. And I went, Dan, open your eyes. And he opened his eyes.
Weren't you? You went, open your eyes. You were giggling.
He looked down and he saw the planchette move on his own. He goes, right, that's it. Stop. I've had enough. This is dangerous.
That I do like. Because legit, when you trust each other, it's legit. It's not a group, and I don't know how I can say it.
But to see it moving without anyone touching it, it was moving on its own. Now, it didn't spell anything out. It was just gobbledygook it was doing.
I mean, I know you have video motor movements, don't you? So it's like you were saying, Jen, it's that you don't, you know, your mind's already made up the decision where it's going to go and what it's going to be, but you don't really know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you're thinking, oh, well, this is unbelievable. But the fact that it was moving and I wasn't even looking, and then Viv said, look down, and I pulled my hand off of it, and all of a sudden it was still moving. It was still moving along. It was like, oh no.
This is my favourite. This is my favourite Ouija board. I haven't got it. I haven't got it set yet, but I'm going to if I can pull it out.
You know that's what I want tattooed to my hand. Is the planchette.
I've got a Ouija board tattooed on my leg.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, have you? Oh, Dan, send me a picture.
I will do, yeah.
That's my Bigfoot Ouija board.
Are you allowed a Ouija board now, Lois, or are you not allowed one?
Oh, I'm not allowed one, but I'm like
that. Who won't allow you it?
Who won't allow you one?
He says, no. He says, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, a Ouija board, and he was like, nope.
I'll get you one.
I'll tell you what, I've got one. I've got about 5 of them. I've got brand new, not been used. I'll send you one.
I'll send you my notepad.
I'll send you one.
Just put one private and confidential.
I'll write it, beware demons.
Don't you dare, you'll get my shot.
Like the Ghostbusters, what do you call it? Ghostbusters thingamajig. But what about the glass divination? Is that what they call it? Would that not be the same when you're moving it, or you put your finger upside down so it's just your nail that's on it? That be the thing, because I've seen it being used before.
I'm a bit wary of that because I think it's the same sort of thing. Like with your motor skills, you're still actually pushing it yourself.
Exactly.
And the other thing as well, which I'd be and I've seen it happen. I've been witness to this actually happening. The glass actually shattering because they've used the wrong type of glass. Of course, heat from your fingers have gone through the glass, warmed it up to the point, and they're moving it. So the vibration with the actual heat as well, the thing shattered, and then they all ran away screaming and left me sitting
opened up, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but it wasn't spirit. You can explain why that happened, but then everyone goes into a frenzy because that's what's just happened. Oh, it's spirit, it's evil, it's this, it's that, it's the other. You know, and it's really grow up.
I love that go-to. It's a demon. I love that. I love it when I go, it's a demon. It's not. Grow up.
Would you rather, all of you, I'd run a freaking show, wouldn't you? Now I'm throwing the questions over to you guys. Would you rather debunk a lot of stuff? Like if you went out on a night investigation and you've nothing the next day, that's good. I like it. I mean, I do, but I'd like to debunk, like.
It depends on the situation, because I've been in situations with Dan where some real scary shit has happened to the point where I've seen it, I don't like it, I'm not going to try and debunk it. I'm leaving. I'm leaving because I felt so threatened. I mean, now in hindsight, we've gone back and I understand what it is, and I've done a bit of research. But at the time, I'm saying, Dan, come on, it's time to leave. And he's saying, no, let's stay here a bit longer. I'm like, no, Dan, it's time to leave. To the point where I wouldn't let him stay. He had to leave just to calm me down.
Yeah.
In those situations, I wouldn't debunk. I wouldn't stay any longer than I had to. Just leave.
Totally.
But to be fair, that situation you're talking about, Viv, we couldn't have debunked that because that was in your face.
Oh yeah, it was.
You couldn't debunk that in your face.
No.
I would rather debunk stuff and walk away thinking, you know what, I didn't get anything, but that's fine, because then I'd know that when there's stuff that I can't debunk, then that's those little gems. No matter how small they are or how few and far between they come along, those are the important things that then you think, well, hang on, what does this mean?
Yeah,
and I think if you investigate in smaller groups, you've got a bigger chance of debunking than going on the massive 200 people that are running around like lunatics. You're not going to have a hope in hell.
I can't. I think the most I've ever worked with was 16 people, and that was because I went to another location with 2 or 3 other groups, and it was my first time in this location, and I just thought, never again, ever.
Yeah.
The least I've ever had was 2 people, and the most I've ever had was 6 people.
Yeah.
I am that anal arsehole when it comes to, is it after 9 o'clock that I said arsehole is 2 minutes to? I am that anal arse when it comes to.
I've dropped a few fucks tonight, Jenny, so it's fine.
Now, when I do audio work, I'm like, oh Jesus! There was the time I was in Liverpool a few weeks ago, and I was doing the ITC, which is my favorite thing to do. And somebody, and please, if you're watching, sorry, but I'm not. But I am, but I'm not. That I said, if you don't sit in that fucking chair, I'm going to cut the arse off you.
I love it.
In that castle, and the chair was wooden, and it just and I'm looking around like the exorcist to his friend, like.
You lose it, don't you? Lose it.
Stand up. I was like, and I looked at one of the guys, and I was like, stop. But we've got, oh my God, the ITC is one of my go-to. I have to send on phenomenal.
I don't like ITC, but in saying that, I love using EchoVox, because I heard my brother's voice through that, and he's got a very distinct voice, and that's the only one that I've really thought, wow, what is this I'm using? It wasn't robotic. It wasn't. I actually heard the tone and his voice, and he said a sentence.
Isn't it crazy? When I know when people say, what did you ever feel like you want to give up the paranormal field and whatnot? And my answer would have been absolutely yes. Last year I did. I was hanging up my recorders, and because I heard a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, her anniversary would have been this year 7, but last year 6 years, and it was 29th of August, and her anniversary was in September. The spirit box was on. I was asking a question. I never ask for my friend in any location ever. And a friend of mine said, Jen, why don't you, ask for your friend? And I don't want to say her name. And I said, no, I never ask for her. So I said, something made me say, okay, let's do it. But I'm in Leap Castle. We live 2 hours away from Leap Castle. And so I did. We got nothing on the spirit box. Then came home when I was doing my audio. Then a few days later,
guys, I'm going to have to go because the wee man's off tired tonight, so I'm going to put him to bed.
Okay,
Jenny, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, girlie, how's the tongue?
See you, Lois.
How's your tongue? Oh, it's getting there. I'm actually there. I can feel the bar, like my tongue going back to normal size, because the tongue bar's too big for my mouth now.
Oh, the Lord.
Aye, I know. I'm a brilliant. Right, guys, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody in the
Take
chat.
it easy,
Thanks
Lois.
always
Have a
for the
good
support.
weekend.
Much
Right.
love.
Love
Love
you.
you all.
Love you. See you soon.
Bye.
Darling.
Bless her.
I was going to say.
So
Oh,
yes,
yes.
B7. Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing the audio and so on when I was home and doing my audio on the computer, yada, yada, yada. And then the question came up and then the answer came through. We didn't hear it on the spirit box that night. My friend said, my question was, when I go visit you, I said her name, when I go visit you, what or who do I take with me? And I have two big boys, two big dogs here, and two big boys. I wished. Two big dogs. I have two big dogs. And she came out with dogs, and you could hear her, dogs.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at my computer and I'm like, and because it was personal, that I just, Lord, it kind of like, you know, it was hard. It was bloody hard. You want it, but you don't want it.
Yeah.
But you kind of need it sometimes. And when I hear other EVPs, because I am like EVP obsessed, then it's kind of like, oh my God, got a deadly great EVP. But when it came to my friend, I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So and here I am a year later, still fecking at it.
You're never going to stop, Jenny. You do know that. It'll
Can't,
be.
can you? Once you start, you can't.
She'll be doing it in her 80s and 90s, going out, you know, after she's got a pension.
I tell you, I'm not far from it now after Wednesday. I said to my children, I'm going to haunt them, and I will not leave. If you have husbands or whatever, I'm that mother. I am that mother. That if your husband goes, is it cold in here? No, it's hot. Or, you know, turn the heating up. It's me. It's me. It's not that it's cold. It's me. I'm watching your husband.
Love it.
I am that mother.
But that thing, Jen, that you had with your friend, that experience, it's those little things like that that you think, yeah, this is why I've done it. This is why I'm happy to sit in these rooms and get nothing for weeks on end, and sometimes investigate a building, get nothing from it, because those little nuggets, and it's like there's no denying that, and nobody can take that away from you.
Madness. It was surreal. It's not often that I get speechless, and it's a rarity actually. And
Bye, Ian.
bye.
Take it easy, Ian. Have a good weekend, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
But when we get something like that, or when I got what she was saying to me, I was speechless. I was dumbfounded, and it takes a lot for me to shut my mouth. It really does. It really does. And I was flabbergasted, and I sent it on to a few people, and I have looped it. So I had to tell them it's just that one word. She's not saying dogs. It's just I loop it so people don't have to replay it again.
Yeah.
And I have another longer part of it when I'm saying, like, we have the people 10 sitting around the table, and I'd say to them, I'll tell you what I take with me. I take my dogs. I take my two big dogs with me. So that was kind of thrown in as well. But it is an amazing location. It is.
We have to go. We have to go there, Dan, one day.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm back Saturday week. We've got work to do.
Wow.
I was there about 4 weeks ago. I've been more times this year than I've ever been in my life. And I'm back Saturday. I'm back on the 24th. I'm invited by a fantastic team. And they have a great team from Scotland coming over as well. So I'll be working with the two of them. And amazing people, amazing. So I'm so glad to be working with the both of them, both teams.
But it's nice for you as well, though, Jenny, to be able to continue that same research into the same building over and over again, because you're building up on your research.
On every location. I do it on every location. So when you hear me talking about locations, it's always probably going to be the same 3 or 4 or 5 different locations that I have gone to for the longest I think would have been 6 years, which I'm still doing.
Wow.
And it's we're getting pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah.
It's bloody crazy. It is. I want to scream and shake my screen. Can you not freaking hear what I'm hearing? There was one piece where we were doing the ITC, and I do love the ITC with the phone. You know, the mobile phone. We have it in one room on speaker. We do it by WhatsApp only because we find it works better on WhatsApp. Don't know why. So we have it on WhatsApp on speaker. Then we have a recorder beside it in the same room but apart.
Yeah.
And then we take the other phone that's on speaker up to a different part of the building, and we call out questions. The responses are stupidly
phenomenal, isn't it?
Amazing. And there was one that we got last year, I think. And we had a coffee break, you know, and we put onto the speaker and listen back to it. And so we could make out what's being said. But my daughter's friend was in my house 2 weeks ago, and they don't know audio, so I played, you know, for young adults, I play audio for to scare the shit out of them. And and she said to me, "Oh, I can hear. Did they just say, you know, something at the end of it?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll check it out later. You know, I'll play it again." And I played it again, and I'm like, "Oh, how did I not get that? How?" Because Tracy Day from London came over with Ray, her husband, a few weeks ago, and I took her over to Millmount, and so she was kind of, you know, sensitive, and she's kind of getting, you know, what's happening in the area of Millmount, the Driving Museum Millmount.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay. So we thought there was negativity there, but it wasn't negativity. We were picking it all up wrong. For a few years, we were picking up very wrong. So we kind of changed our questions. Mm-hmm. And what this girl had picked up from the audio a year later, then when Tracy came over like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Matches. And I'm like, I rang her mother and I said, "Can your daughter come on my team, please?" Because she's got very fresh ears, and my ears are getting cobwebbed. I do audio way too long. But she got it just like that, one go. And I thought, maybe because, you know, when you get tired, your ears get tired. Yes. And I was just focusing on my name, and the rest I couldn't make out. When I heard it, it's like, is it power of suggestion? Or is it what she really heard? And I think it's what she's really heard, because it's, well, one, yes, power of suggestion. It sounds like it, but it matches to what's happening in that area of the museum.
Yeah.
So it was, it's a puzzle. We're working on it. We are working on it so hard.
In your experiences, how often would you say you run into negative entities? Jason wants to know.
For me?
Yeah.
For me? Oh, yeah. I'd say two locations of 16 years, 2 locations, which is quite good. Is it 2? Ooh. Let me count for a second. Hold on. 1. Well, yeah, 1, 2.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, Jason.
About two, and that's just name calling. Yeah. One was kind of like, one was extremely forceful, and this what knocked me off my feet, and to give me a kick up the arse to say, "Don't be Billy Big Balls, Jenny." You know.
Yeah.
And this was like many years ago. I was in a place up in County Antrim in the north of Ireland. Amazing location. We've investigated there for 6 years, every single month consecutively, every single month for 6 years. But it was great.
Wow.
It was brilliant. I see my first solid operation there. Me and one of the team members seeing our first one, and it was just like the back of the remote control with the dog at the back of it. But apart from that, it was just solid black. Yeah. And a lot of things happened there, which was absolutely phenomenal. But anyway, we were doing a reenactment, and the guy who ran the team at the time said to me, "Jenny, you're going to provoke. You're going to call out and you're going to provoke." And I'm like, "Well, I don't really want to, because I don't like to provoke," but he had people there with us, you know, and so on. So I said, fine. So Jenny got in. Oh, Jenny got into it. I'm giving them those orders. And I said, "I could be home with a glass of wine, but we keep giving you, you know, his name. We keep giving you him." And he's sitting on a chair, hands behind his back, rope around his neck, and a hood over him, as if he's captured by the soldiers. This is in Shane's Castle and County Antrim. and it's all underground, tunnels underneath the ground. The graves are above you. We're all underneath the ground. And so anyway, it was a good reenactment. Yeah, great. Blah 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 blah. That was it. We left. We had a cup of coffee. We continued on about the night. The last of the night, I was taking some of the guests and whatever down to the same area to finish the night off. We walked into the tunnels, and you were punched in the face with sulfur.
Wow.
Sulfur was just, it hurt. You ever get those little lumps on top of your throat, like, you know, that something irritated it? The nostrils in your hair, the hair in your nostrils was burning. You could taste it. It was the most surrealist thing that, you know, these things that stick in your mind forever, was that. So I was saying, right, we're going to continue down. One of the girls said, no, we can't because of this. And I said, but we know they're here and they know we're here. So we're going to continue.
Yeah.
So I changed my mind when we turned around to bring everybody back out. And then I said, I don't know why, if they know we're here and we know they're here, why we're going to leave them and walk out. So with that, I'd say about 60 seconds to 2 minutes later, that something had run through me, it was like the Matrix. I lost my hearing. It was like, I felt like I was going back slowly and then back up, like I went right back.
Yeah.
Like I said, I couldn't hear, my eyes were closed, everything was like underwater. So it was, you know when you get tired, you know when to check when you're tired and overtired and overexcited or hungry or whatever. Everything, your adrenaline is too high, everything was fine. But then I linked my friend's arm and I said, get me out quietly. And then I had to say, my mind was saying, come before you lose your crap. And then you've got death with you. So I'm like, everyone, come on, let's go out. Quick march. Let's get out the door quickly. Come on, one at a time. And we got out. And then I was so afraid to go back. It took me about 2 months to go back. When I went back, I walked in and I apologized. I apologized. I did. I said, I'm really sorry. In my head, I said, I'm really sorry. But that gave me, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. Basically, when you...
It's another question. I find the more places that are investigated, the less active they become. Like they get tired of us. Is that your experience too?
No. They know you're coming. Like Alan in the Drogheda Museum Melmount, he said, Jenny's coming over tonight. And then you hear in the audio the women saying, here she comes. Oh, here's Jenny.
But that's the thing, isn't it? You build up a rapport with them, don't you? It's almost like you're accepting part of the furniture. But I think what Jason's on about, and I do agree with Jason, that if you're investigating a building, if that building is investigated by 1,000 different groups over the course of a year, I think it does get to a point where you go in there just that one night and you don't get anything because it's drained. But where you're in a situation where you go back all the time, it's like, oh, that's all right. That's Jen. We know Jen. We accept Jen. And then you get to know the buildings as well. You get to know all the little nooks and crannies and all the little inconsistencies. And so you become part of it.
That's it. And each team works differently. And each team have a different relationship. And in the Drogheda Museum, Millmount, I'm the only team that goes into it. For 6 years, no team goes in unless I invite some team in with me, friends only, unless I invite them in as guests, because I want them to experience this amazing look. It's in my hometown. It's about 10 minutes away from me. So I went to my school tours to it. Little did I know then what I know now. But
William.
Night, William.
Take it easy, buddy.
Do they get tired? I find in every location that you go to, sporadically, you go a few times a year, sporadically, but go in, talk like normal. But there's always history there to continue on from the history. Like the last location I was in was Leap Castle a few weeks ago, and it was just amazing. It was brilliant. Brilliant. We did ITC, and I keep getting excited over it, which is a good thing to always get excited. And you want to kind of like, scream and so on. I'm still doing video footage. But the ITC we did, and with one of our friends, Mary Nolan from Back in Time Paranormal in the Wexford, it was the first time that she watched us doing it. And I just kind of like... And
walk out the door, here we go.
Mary, please watch this. It was so good, and I was so, nervous. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They're not performing monkeys, and it was DVP, EVP, ITC, all of it.
Yeah.
Sightings, but nothing caught in camera because I'm still doing audio, video footage, but nothing. A bag falls off a chair, but I'm thinking the fire was left beside it, and I'm watching two bags kind of slightly and two different chairs, one plastic, one paper, and both of them are kind of going downwards. And I have a body camera, and here everything's on my table. I have my body camera, which is really, really good. Probably one of my most expensive pieces. I love it, and it will film constantly, but it will do 5-minute segments. So you can think of two bags and two different chairs, both at the same time, kind of like going down, and then the paper bag just falls. Now there is a big fire lit about 9 feet away from it. Is it the heat? I don't know. We were all upstairs. I think it's the heat. I don't know. I can't put it down to anything unless I do it again, because we had the camera downstairs by itself. So I think Saturday week we're back out in Leap Castle, and then the week after we're in Wicklow Jail, which is another great place.
Wow.
Another great place. And then I'm tired, and then I'm Redwood Castle, and then I'm Leap Castle again. And then and I'm tired. I'm tired.
Listen, you have plenty of time to get over your tiredness when you're old. Just keep going. Keep going. Don't stop.
Which is now a little bit tired.
No, never, Jen. Honestly.
My body is kind of like a little bit tired, but it's all okay. It's okay. I went back to the gym.
Who needs a gym? Your workout is when you go out investigating. But
exactly.
And everything that you do, people don't realise how exhausting it really is.
The castle stairs, it is. I need my knee supports. It is not happening. I remember Aidan, one of the guys that was on my team, he was in Redwood Castle, and he was in one of the banquet room. Oh, that was upstairs, actually, one of the hall rooms at the bottom. And he sings opera, so he was singing. So I'm recording him on my camera, on my video, on my phone, and I'm creeping down the stairs, and all you can hear was, and I'm like, that's my knees.
Oh.
My knees, and I'm trying to have to go, so you don't hear my knees grunting.
Oh, bless you. Oh, it's funny.
It is fun and seriousness. The audio. What's your favorite piece of audio? What's your favorite piece of investigation? What's your favorite thing to do on investigation?
My favourite time is a tea break. Seriously, so you can have a break from, because sometimes you can go on for ages and nothing happens. So the monotony of it. So to be able to have a tea break, go outside, have a cigarette, calm yourself down, take a deep breath, go back in. That's the tea break for me all day long.
Yeah, we kind of start doing it again and then freshen up, and then we're good to go again. What about you, Dan?
Do you know what, Jen? I think it's the tea break. And the reason I say that is because it almost gets to a point where I've seen it on quite a few occasions. You'll get nothing all night. It'll be flatline, and you get to the point you think, oh, do you know what? Should we wrap up and go? It's like, no, we'll give it another hour or so, but let's have a bit of a break. So you have a bit of a tea break. You're chatting. You're not concentrating, and when your guard's down, something will happen.
It'll happen.
I know. It's like
it's almost like, how dare you ignore me?
Hi, Naomi.
Do you find?
Hi, Naomi.
Hi, Naomi. Do you find when you're having a coffee break, do you leave your recorders on and your equipment? Do you leave them on, or do you turn them off?
I used to, and I've got out of the habit. I need to get back in the habit of that. But
I used to.
I should
or run
the
CCTV still going, or you leave that CCTV system.
Yeah, totally, absolutely
going all the time. But the body cam thing. I kept saying to Dan, we need body cams, and they need to be switched on when we're sort of literally arriving at the venue, sitting in the car, and alongside that body cam, we need a voice recorder that's switched on as well. Because the minute you get out of the car, bang, something happens and you haven't got your equipment with you.
Brilliant.
I'll be honest with you, I've got lazy.
That's good.
There's quite things I used to do that I no longer do. And I think to myself, there's no reason for that. I used to implement the thing years ago where I used to say, what we do, if we had an investigation, we set the right. So, okay, we're going to do this investigation on Saturday night or what have you. If anybody has any dreams or anything unusual happens to them, write it all down, and then what we'll do is we'll have a conflab after, and we'll try and cross-reference stuff and see if there's anything within those dreams or within what's happened during the week that could be relevant towards
the
and on occasion, not all the time, but on occasion, you would get stuff that would be consistent in someone's dream. But you know what? I got out of the habit of that, Jen. There's so many things I used to do that I got out of the habit of doing. Like, say, leaving your voice recorder running. I used to, but now I'll just pick it up and turn it off and put it in my pocket, which I shouldn't do.
Here's a synchronicity.
It is indeed, Naomi.
But you know what? Do you know what today is? Today is the anniversary of Mark Bolan's death, isn't it? Or his birthday? One of the two.
Is it today? Is it? Yeah, my favourite singer.
Yeah.
Favourite male singer.
I'm trying to think who Mark Bolan is. Should I know who it is? Would I be like...
Ride a White Swan, T-Rex to see, T-Rex.
Bang a gong.
I knew his name.
Yeah. Mark Bolan.
His anniversary?
It's the anniversary. I'm sure
it's today, isn't it? Or it's yesterday, was it?
I think it's the anniversary. Yeah, it's the anniversary of his death, I think, today, isn't it?
Is it today, yesterday, Viv? It might be today.
Do you know the best thing about running your recorders?
Sorry?
The best thing about keeping your recorders running. I caught 2 team members talking about me.
Yes.
And I do all the audio, and I was like, shh, come on. And I'm like, yes, I am coming. Yes, I'm in the building, but I'm the only one who does audio. I hear you. No,
yes, today. Sorry.
Oh, today. Yeah, they're no longer part of my team, obviously. I heard you. I heard you. I'm the only one who does audio. Oh, I heard you. Shh. She's coming.
So I left a camera with an old team. I left a camera in a base room because the base room was quite haunted and nobody'd ever investigate the base room. So I just left a camera running in there. And you got members of the team going into the base room, all huddling together, all whispering.
Oh, Lord.
And then they looked at the camera. Is that running? Is that running? And then they walked over to the camera and they said, I don't think it's running. That's all right. We can talk about her again. And they went, and all it was that they were arranging like a takeover. They wanted the team to run the team themselves.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah. After I went through it, I said to them, look, I said, if you want the team, I said, it's no hassle. You can have the team. I'll walk. That's fine. I said, but if people want to come with me, so be it. I said, that's up to them. I said, but you know, it's not a biggie. Do what you want to do. You know, either you leave or I'll leave.
I mean, Jesus, like I'm in the paranormal field many years, and I'm running my own team 5 years. And let me tell you, and I'm not afraid to say it, I've had people on and off my team like madness. And one of my team members, Aidan, and I love the bones off him, but he had to leave for health reasons.
Yeah.
So it's just me for now. And I said to one of my friends, I'm done. I'm giving it up. I'm done. She goes, Jenny, why? Why would you give it up? You're still doing investigations, still doing locations, and I still am. I started, and I'll still continue it. And I actually kind of need a break from having team members, if that makes sense. And I have a different approach when I do take new team members onto my team. The vetted, you need to be me. You need to. It's not a one night trill night and go home and don't listen to audio that I've spent hours and weeks of putting up. You've got to be a double of me. Research. Have fun, but bloody research.
Yeah.
It's not the crap you see on TV. Have a passion. Be a double of me. Be as annoying as me.
Yeah.
Be that arse that it says, right, coffee break, 2 minutes. I'm counting on my clock. I love it.
Do you know what? You're right.
Be a double of me, because I have had people in and out of my team that were just like, we'll set up on our own. Well, you're freaking welcome for the last 6 months that you've watched. You're not trained. You've watched. You've done nothing, and you're a thrill seeker.
Yeah.
You haven't listened to audio. You haven't questioned the audio, and if you did it to me in private, but you didn't put it on the open chat on my Emerald Isle page. That we can have a discussion about it on my page. You don't have to do it in private. Use the Emerald Isle page that is open to see and to listen to the team conversation about audio. None of them did it. When somebody said, I say, oh, my team, and one of my members used to say, oh, our team, and I correct myself, saying, sorry, our team, and then she kept saying, our team, and correct me by saying, when I said my team, and I said, listen here, bleep, 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 bleep. The minute you get the insurance, the minute you get the locations, the minute you start listening to audio, it is our team. If you sit on your arse and I tell you there's audio to listen to, I'm watching a movie, I'll listen to it later.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We were saying this today, Viv, weren't we? We were talking about this, and I was saying to Viv, I've said to people before, like there was a team I was involved with, and the guy or the person that was running the team, he didn't pull a hard line with people. And I said, look, that's fine. So we sat him down. I said, look, I know it's not a job. I know you do this as a hobby, but you have to treat it like a job. You have to be as dedicated towards this, because what we're doing is important. It's not like, you're going out camping or you're going out, clay pigeon shooting, and you can just do it mindlessly, forget it, put your stuff away. This is something you have to be with you and think about all the time. And you have to treat it like it's a job, even though it's a hobby. Because if you don't, there's no point in doing it.
100%. You have your absolutely. It really is, Jason. I've spent 5 years trying to get, and then I know when one of my last team members had left, and then it's just me, and I'm like, I'm done. I work like an MF. I never work like an MF. I do a lot. My hands are in every pie that I'm working with, and the paranormal. It's me, myself, and I do it. No. we have to sometimes, but I think I kind of needed a break for a little while. I needed a break, and I'm going to be very strict when it comes to, I there's many things that I've been accused of, really bad stuff when it comes to your name. You carry my name. Don't be a dick. You carry my name. I know the last happened in a different location.
Oh, yeah.
You carry my name. I'm booked in. Jenny Sullivan Sannyasi, Emerald Isle Paranormal Researchers. You can leave whenever you want. I'm the one with the name going through the line of my name. So don't be a dick. Absolutely. Doing it. And then so someone said to me, and I do agree with them, Jenny, you get too friendly with them. You get too friendly. And I said, but I'm a friendly person. I like, family. I like to be friendly. But there's friendly and there's like my name I'm working too hard for. Be passionate. Tell me to shh. And I'll be like, I like it. Okay, you're telling me to shush. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
But I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. I know I have a twin, but she doesn't do paranormal. But I need someone like, to kind of go the long haul with me. Go the long haul. There's so much stuff that's coming up from me that I can't talk about yet, but I will when I figure out what I'm going to do with it. That, it'll be a good decision to come with me. Because I know what's coming up in the next month or two that I can't talk about yet.
It's like it's taken me a long time to find somebody who's as dedicated as what I am. And I got that in Dan. I mean, I've known Dan for many, many, many years, but he belonged to other teams. I run teams and all sorts of things were going on. And it's only in the last, 3 years, Dan?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. And we're as tight as you like. I mean, but I'll sit there and I'll say to him, this, and he'll go, Viv, no, don't be stupid, it's this. And I'd listen
and
to
you'll
him.
do the same to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's all right. Yeah, it makes sense.
And
great to do that.
And he works really hard as much. He puts in a lot of effort as to why, but we both do it because we want to, not because we have to. We want to.
And we're always thinking about it, aren't we? We're all like you, Jen. I'm sure it's always in your mind.
listen, my kids tell their teachers and their friends, I'm a cool, shaved hair, half blue, paranormal woman. I am cool mom. I am a cool mom.
I get called the old dragon. She's the old witch or the old dragon. I don't get called nice things.
My friends are afraid of me. My daughter's friends are afraid of me.
We went out a little while ago, Jen, Viv and myself, and I must admit, we were on this investigation. There was a few people on this investigation, and I got on a real downer, a real downer. And Viv said, "You all right?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm really thinking of chucking this in." And Viv said, "Why? What's gone wrong?" I said, "Because the people that we're here with are meant to be ghost hunters. They're meant to be paranormal investigators. But all they are is they're there for the titillation. They're there for thrill seeking. There's no real in-depth research or work behind it. All they want is to, and you know full well when you say they'll go back to the, wherever, you go back to the room for a coffee, you'll sit down and they'll say to you, do you get anything? And you go, no, not really. No, nothing really. And I know full well, as soon as I say, do you get anything? It'll be, yeah, we had a door move, we had this, and I'm thinking, you're misinterpreting what's happening.
Just want to, you just, want to scream. You want to scream.
Yeah.
I know
it's so frustrating.
And they were on my team, and we were going to one particular location that I've never been to before. I look tired, sorry. And I've never been to before. And some of the other, we were guests, in a Wicklow jail. Jason, my daughter is admin on the Emerald Isle. I won't have anyone else.
Good move, Jason.
Yeah, I won't have anyone else. And there's my Chantel.
Hey, Chantel. Well.
I love Chantel. She's my baby girl.
She's lovely, isn't she?
I love her. I love her.
Yeah, I can take her or leave it, to be honest. But
she makes me laugh so much. She's bloody hilarious.
She's lovely. She's lovely.
The doll, I love her. I really do. The conversations we have are just non-repeatable. But we went to this location, and I was kind of like, we were asked. My team was asked to help them out on a public night because half of their team didn't turn up, and I'm like, okay, it's my first time here, but okay, we will do it. We can do it. So anyway, the teams had split up, and the public was with half of that team and half with mine. I'm trying to talk about this location, and I'm kind of like explaining to the public that it's my first time here too. But if you want to ask me any questions about the paranormal and my places, I've been to, I can do it. All I can hear was batteries dropping. Oh, sorry. My two ex-team members just kept doing it. And I'm looking at them, and they looked at me like, shh, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm going to crush this MF.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I was so embarrassed, but I just kept going. And sorry, Chantel, I just jumped in. I didn't know I was jumping in, Chantel.
Yeah, she put a bra on especially for us and everything.
I'll put my bra on as well.
I put my Friday night bra on. You see that? No makeup, no nothing. And I still look tired, but I'm kind of like throwing a face on. I didn't make a difference on me though. But I was so fed up with it. And I was getting depressed with it, Dan. I was getting depressed.
Yes.
I just and I remember one time, and I was saying, right, it was St. Stephen's night, Boxing night. And I said, right, guys, audio has gone up. I was upstairs in my room on audio for the last 4, 5, 6 hours. And I was doing audio, and the group chat, the team group chat was in flowing. And I said, listen, I put new audio up, have a listen to it. And one of the women came back to me and said, I'm watching a Christmas movie.
Oh,
and I said, because I can go from 0.0 to 0.2, like 10 in about 2 seconds. And I said, excuse me? I have 2 children. Christmas. Yeah. You have 2 cats. You're watching a movie? I don't think you're gone. You're off the team. You're off.
Yeah.
Half an hour later, her mother rings me. She's here crying in the background. And I'm like, well, the team that I was on before, and he dropped her. Did you ring him then to see? Because there was a different rule for respect. Me, female. And one of my team members was a sister. And the other team member was an ex-member of the team that we were all on. No, Chantel, I'm going all natural. I'm on in weeks, darling. I'm growing them out again. Show it goes. Your eyebrows and your eyelashes are on fleek.
You're on fleek.
She always does. So that's why my glasses are on. You can't see them. So these, because the first team on was a male. Second was me, and I'm a sister of one of my team members, and an ex-member from the team I was on for many years was on it. These two collaborated together, left me on the same day after about a year and a half, and set up their own team.
Wow.
And I have not spoken to my sister in about 3 years, 2 or 3 years, and I'm very principled about that. Very principled. If you do something like that to your sister, you ain't doing it.
Yeah, one strike and you're out.
The real ones are on fleek. I like that.
I know, we're on fleek. No, Chantal, my eyelashes are very natural this time. Very natural. But that's how, like, what I'm saying about I need to be very... Oh, that's a million homie as a type of on fleek. Girl, I know. I know. And that's why I kind of need genuine go-getters.
Yeah.
Serious. Kick my ass.
Yeah. Because if you don't, it drains you.
It does.
It's too much.
I don't tell them. I never tell them what to do, but I do say respect my name. If you're wearing a uniform, respect my name.
Yeah.
You know, it is not a free hobby. It is ensuring.
Jen, do you get pissed off though when it's you doing all the work? You're the one that's getting the venues. You're doing all the EVPs. You're the one doing all the filming. You're the one producing all the goods with your own equipment. I hasten to add, they don't input anything. They bring they bring their equipment, but they don't share their findings.
They don't.
But then when you get all this stuff and you're sharing it, they want to take your glory.
Yeah.
Look what we got. Look what we got. No,
well,
we didn't. I
am that arse that I stamp it all, and you won't cross me. I am great to be on a team with, but I'm strict. When I say strict, I'm not strict in a bad way. I'm passionate. We be quiet. If you're wearing a shuffle jacket and you're cold, take it off you.
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't walk around like, we're walking around asking questions, because then you're having footprints, you're having footsteps. But it's just, when we bloody work hard. We're here to research the shit out of places. When we sit for coffee, it's time we clock off and we're having fun.
Yeah.
But they take ownership. Let me tell you, they try to take ownership of my work. And I will say my work. Oh yeah, it's all mine. Yeah. It is. We work together, but it's, I do all the work after it and nobody listens to audio. And I got to a point that I'm not going to put audio up anymore. And some of the audio I have, it is mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm so used to it at this stage, but I still get excited.
Yeah.
And the wind was taken out of my sail for a while that I couldn't have been arsed doing audio because no one listens to it. And I get too excited and nobody listens to it. And then I just kind of think,
Yeah, I forget that.
Get you. I get you. Oh, she's so funny. Chantal, come over to Ireland.
Isn't she supposed to be going to Devon this year? Later.
Yeah, we went to catch up. Hopefully, catch up if she's still coming.
So she could nip across.
That's what I told her to do, or I could fly.
Yeah, it's only a boat, isn't it?
I could fly over. Or get the boat, which is easier than the flying.
Hey Jen, why don't we all meet up somewhere with Chantal and just have a mass party?
That'd be good.
Chantal, what date are you coming over at?
Guys, I'm gonna have to make a move because I can hear my little boys.
Okay.
I'm gonna love you all and leave you. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a great weekend,
Chantal. See you later. See everybody in the chat. See you all later. Bye, guys. Speak to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
And then there was the two hardened females left.
Next question, anyone? 28th to the 19th of December. Ooh, that could be done.
Yeah.
I need to find it. Let me just check here on my phone. Hold on. My eye keeps tearing. Where was the best place you've been to, Viv?
The best place I've ever investigated is the Tower of London.
Really? What was it like?
Oh, it was amazeballs to be in certain rooms and staterooms and bedrooms and things, and to be there in, paranormal mode and with all my recordings and videos and all the rest of it. I was honestly, I was like a pig in shit. Excuse the pun, but I was like a pig in shit. I loved it. I loved that.
What was the best thing you got from it?
I got an EVP and an AVP, plus I got full apparitions. The AVP was caught on video. So
I know DVP and EVP. What's an AVP?
Actual voice phenomenon. So I heard it.
I have a few things to send you, girl. I have a few things to send you. That's crazy.
So I've because the people I will be, they're all going, because it was 3 days before the burial of King Richard III, and we all hate him anyway. But there was the two boys, the princes in the tower, actually showed themselves, photograph taken. We got guards, full apparitions, photograph taken. We've got partials of guards on sentry, photographs of them. They appeared in some film. They were all going on about Richard III and the boys, but I was really interested. All of those? Yeah, we got it all.
Did you ever put them up?
Do what? Sorry?
Did you ever put them up?
We didn't do it. No, we didn't we put some of it up publicly, but not the main stuff.
Not all of it.
Because we was asked not to by royal palaces, asked us not to do it.
Absolutely. Well, I understand that. Yeah.
But the best thing I ever got was I called out. I mean, I've got a big thing about Guy Fawkes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was calling him. I was calling him by his real name. And the actual response I got was phenomenal. And when I played it to the yeoman warder that was with us, and I said, "Look, listen to this." And he went, "Oh my God!" He said, "Send that to me now." He said, "I've been talking to the historians about Guy Fawkes and about his torture. They don't actually go into his torture in great depth because it was terrible."
Oh, did he talk about it?
He talked about his torture, yeah. Yeah. Over 2 long sentences, and the actual voice phenomenon was from him talking about his torture. They all think that the Bloody Tower was where the torture took place, but it wasn't. The Bloody Tower was just like a prison. It had lots of people in it, yeah, but it wasn't there that it was captured. And the actual the place we captured it was quite prominent, and he was just so excited. He said, "This is going to the historians there." He said, "They're not going to believe it. This backs up what I've always been saying." And yeah, he got very, very excited over it. So for me, that place was just not just for the hauntings, but for the history as well. It's just phenomenal.
What do you think sometimes when some people always say, because I know when people used to say to me, "I don't believe in the paranormal, I don't believe in ghosts, I don't believe in spirits, I don't believe in the paranormal," and I used to be very kind of, "No, but it's real, but you don't believe the stuff that we got, but it's real," and I used to be very defensive. This is going back years ago, and now someone said to me today, "I don't believe in the paranormal," and I was like, okay. Don't care.
Do you know, I used to laugh at my my ex-mother-in-law. She used to say, "Oh, I don't believe in the paranormal, and it's not real." And she was a strict and ardent Catholic. Nothing wrong with that. And she used to sit there and she'd go, "I'll pray for you," and so she'll pray and all the rest of it. And then she'll say, "The Father and Son and the Holy Ghost." I said, "You're mentioning the Holy Ghost." I said, "That's a ghost." And she went, "Yeah, but it's different." She went, "Yeah, but it's different." I said, "But he came back as a ghost to tell everyone, to tell everyone about the paradise and being with his." He said, "Yeah, but that's different." I said, "Yeah, but it's still a ghost."
And they say in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And there's another woman here in Ireland, and she's kind of like, she's anti-paranormal. And I have said this many times, because I know when I was on a show on Wednesday night, God bless Nando, when he mentioned religion, and I got involved, and I was like, this is my forte. This is what boils my thingy-jig that, the religion and I know Nando, he didn't want to get, he didn't want to get too, and we didn't get nitty-gritty in it, because I could read his face. I could read him, but I knew what I couldn't say and what I couldn't say. So I got it. And God, it was a great show. And so this woman in Ireland, and she's very, go to church every day, yada, 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 and so on and so on. And the beginning of my intro for my show, I had to do it. Y'all watching now, you are going to watch the intro of my show, where I think it's God, oh Jesus, that sounds really bad from an Irish person. Is it God or Jesus? And the devil kind of like arm wrestling. They're dressed the same. I don't know. Please don't come for me. Okay. And they dress the same. Anyway, they're kind of like arm wrestling with each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, religion. So I said, we have so many evidence that we can put up when it comes to the paranormal. So much evidence. And where do you think you're going to go when you pass away? You're going to the man in the sky, God, Jesus. You're going to him. I'm Catholic. Yes, I am. And he knows what I'm talking about. He knows you created me. So you know the crap that you created and then the crap that's going to come out of my mouth. Yeah. So it's not my fault. It's his fault. Yes, I said it. Come for me. PM me.
Oh dear. But you know what? I always say to people when they talk about their religions and they come to me, they say, I pray for you. I say, oh, thank you very much. Can you pray for me mum and my dad and my sister, my 3 sons, the 2 cats? I said, don't mind, I need a little prayer. I said, that'll keep you busy for a week. I said, when you finish, come back and I'll give you a few more people to pray for. It is, they look at me in disbelief. You definitely need praying over, girl. Yeah, thank you. You do that.
I know, and I was kind of going on to a show with I can't even mention it because I'm fixing my flip-flop because I just broke it as I was sitting down because it kind of stuck to my front. But I would say we would have evidence of paranormal. We would have evidence of the afterlife. We would have evidence, intelligent, residual, and from historic locations that we would know it. But when you go to historic locations and you know the story of it, there's always something that you would get that's not part of the story, or something you get that's part of the story that validates it more. And I find as well where so we kind of like we don't have that conversation anymore because I just don't. I shut you off and I shut you out and I don't want to hear it anymore. So when it comes to some locations that I've been to as well, locations that I've been to for the first time, like people talk about attachments, or do you have someone following you or so on? I know.
Oh, do you know what? Jenny, this is going to make you laugh, right? So I was in a spiritualist church setting and somebody was saying that I needed to go and get some healing because I've got an attachment.
Oh, right.
Okay. You're going to have that attachment removed. I went, okay. So then they turned around and I thought, well, I'm going to do this for a laugh because they didn't know who I was, what I did. They knew nothing about me.
Oh my gosh, really?
So I went to this healing thing and again, I'm going to remove this attachment. And then they were like huffing and puffing and going, oh, it's shot to the other side of you from one side to the other side. And it's really got angry and it's tried to bite me. It's like a baboon. It's showing itself like this monkey. I'm thinking, you silly arse, right? We are born as children. And as we grow up, we learn things. We not just what we learn for ourselves, but we're actually taught. And my personality is lovely, calm, fine, until you piss me off, and then the other side of me comes out, and when I explode, and I will have your face off, and it's not a very pretty sight, right? So that's that kind of the double side of me. So that shows. As an attachment, it's a natural attachment to have. It's me. It's part of me. It's who I'm supposed to be. So he's trying to remove this because I'd already decided I didn't like this guy, that he was a charlatan. He's talking about attachments. He looked into my personality, called me a monkey because I'm sitting there like, you carry on, I'm going to rip your face off. And that's what, he was describing my attachment as a monkey. Thinking,
God love it.
But like, do you know what? these people that say, "Oh, I've got an attachment." I said, "No, love, you're just tired. You need to go to the doctor."
God bless me if he came to me and got something from me. I don't know what he would get from me. I know there was I have to check price to pop up to. I don't know, sneaky. Chantel, I'll pay for your flight over. Come over. There was locations I've been to before, and that's funny, Jason. You don't have attachments. You aren't a vacuum.
unless you're a man called Jimmy the Hoover.
Henry.
Henry's he's a Hoover. He's got an attachment. He's got a few, isn't he? And he sucks quite hard.
Swiftly moving on, I was about to say, and then Fib just took over. Swiftly moving on. It's after 9 o'clock. We're good. Some of us do suck whoever. Well, if you do, send them over to Ireland, please. What was I going to say? Lord Jesus. Yes, the locations that I've been to that for the first time ever, I would hear Jenny. And I've never been to the location before. It's my first time ever. Audio, first time ever, and I've been to many locations for the first time ever. And you still get the name Jenny.
Yeah.
The other night, I was sending. The other night, I was sending my friend a voicemail, and so I'm looking up my guest that I have on tomorrow night, and I'm looking him up, and I'm kind of writing down notes and whatever. And so I press playback on my voicemail that I've left my friend. So I'm looking up and reading up and whatnot, and then I kind of looked at my phone on my playback, and I noticed something that came in my playback.
Jenny.
Yes.
It's like you're not listening. They're trying to talk to you.
I can send you a video footage as well when I was in a show in New Orleans, and there was 5 or 6 of us on the panel, and I'm talking away, and I'm like here smiling, laughing about probably 3 a.m, talking away, and then you can hear the static coming through, which I didn't hear at the time, but at the time I heard Jenny, and then my face goes. And I go to say something, but I don't say anything. But I have that. That's my great. Oh, Chantel. I'm always going to call. I'm going to start calling him now Chantel. So every time I hear him, it's going to be Chantel. I'm going to call him Chantel. Oh, Chantel, that's actually nicer than who I think it is.
She's so sweet, isn't she? Chantel is.
She cracks me up. Like, she almost got me knocked down one morning by listening to her voicemail, and I wasn't looking at the road.
Oh, bless her.
I'm leaving her a voicemail back, and you can hear me go, "Oh, I almost got knocked over by a car." Probably about 9 a.m. But I have to. She's listening. I can't even look at it. I can't. This girl, she voicemails me in her sleep.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you should hear them. There should be a whole cassette made of it. That's how old I am. I just said cassette. DVD or something. But yeah, I'll send you on. I will PM you now when we come off this. I'll PM you the video footage. There's one where my name is being said. But I'll send you the video footage first.
Okay.
I'm gonna show it in New Orleans, and I didn't hear the static coming through the microphone, but I heard it because I was showing Aiden, one of the team members, something had walked by Howard, and then so I watched it from the beginning, and then it was actually just the other way around. We heard my name, but we didn't see something walking by him. Anyway, but it's there. I will send it on to you when we're finished here. I'll send it on to you because it's brilliant. And then to hear it on a voicemail, and I said to my friend, "I'm not going crazy. I'm not going crazy. I swear to God, I'm not going crazy. I'm hearing Jenny everywhere. Jenny." And I did say, "Stop saying Jenny. If you want my attention, stop saying my name. Tell me what it is you want. Jenny. Even in my room, I'd say about 2 years ago, I'm sitting about 2 o'clock in the morning. I have my recorder with me, and I said, I know you're here. I know, we see your shadow sometimes, blah, 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 blah. And then it goes, Jenny. And then you hear me saying, I heard it in real time, and I said, did you say something? Did you try to say something? But I got it on EVP and DVP, so I have that as well. But
do you know
my attention.
Do you know what I think is funny is when you trick them and you say, because you hear them say your name, and you say, I tell you what, I'll believe you're real if you tell me my full name. And it's when they give you your full name, they say your surname, and you say, wow, that's great. And then you say, you really trick them and say, I bet you can't tell me my maiden name. And then you hear that as well, and you think, somebody must know me. Somebody must know me.
Had that down in the Athenaeum Museum. That is true. Well, not really. I did it on my own one time. Oh, I was in a video call with. I wasn't video. I was in a voice call with Chantal when I was out in the woods, and I said, Chantal, I have to pee. I really have to pee. And I said, I'm taking you with me. And it was only new that we began to talk to each other. And I said, I'm sorry, but I'm peeing as we're talking. And she goes, I know, I can hear you. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And we weren't talking long. We just began to know. We knew each other for a long time, but we didn't get to talk on each other on video, a voice call. But anyway, yes, I did. Women just do what we have to do in the woods. That's what. And all that stuff.
We've got 3 minutes left, and then we're going to end it. So, Jenny, is there anybody that you want? Is there anything that you would like to say to people in the chat? Or anything that you want to say in general? You can have a rant. You can say whatever you like. The floor is yours.
Oh Lord, don't give it to me. God knows what I'll say. God knows what I'll say. Anyone that commented and responded to me that just jumped in tonight, thank you. I am Jenny from Ireland, and Chantal jumping in, and Jason as well, and Bri, is it Bri, and everyone that just jumped in and said hi. And I don't want to be missing people out here. I'm got Naomi as well. Anyone that said hi to me or hi for me to jumping in. Thank you, and thank you for having me on. It was unexpected and fun.
We're going to get you on more if that's all right with you. We've enjoyed it.
We could talk forever, girl. We could talk forever.
Oh, definitely. Is there any advice? Is there any advice you would give anyone in the paranormal field that's getting hassle on social media or just shit from people right now? What advice would you give them, Jen?
Tell them to go fuck themselves. Sorry. I'm joking. Did I just say that live? I'll be after that time.
You're allowed.
If anyone's hassling you and so on, ignore them. You're doing something that annoys them. Keep doing it, because I've had it for years. And I'm still here. And I work on my own, and I work hard, and I network, and I've got a fantastic project coming up that could be on your screen.
Good.
Screens coming up that work hard, keep at it. And if they're annoyed with you or badmouth you, keep going. That's what I did. Because I stayed a long time in bed because of depression and because of some people. And I woke up and I followed my passion. Because if I didn't, I'd be more annoyed with myself.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going. You will find your right people. You will find your right circle. You will find them. The bad ones will walk away eventually when you ignore them. Keep going. Be true to your passion. You don't do it for them. You do it for you. Be true to yourself. Work hard. Love it. You'll meet the right people. And there's a lot of people on here that you will get involved in. And if anybody's annoying you, tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us. We know a lot of people. Tell us.
Yeah.
But enjoy it. It's not here to be ridiculed. You're not here to be bullied. Ignore them. I went through it myself, and I went through an awful lot of things that people have said to me. Really bad stuff. Like, I shouldn't be here. Oh, a lot of bad stuff. I shouldn't be here. I'm the reason why people commit suicide. And this is what has been said to me. But guess what?
Oh,
I'm on your screens every Saturday evening, and I've watched through my followers on my page, and I've seen a few of them watching me. Your fans. Keep at it. Love it. Fingers up to them. And you have people like us, the nice people like us in the field.
thank you, Jenny. That needed to be said. So, no, I appreciate that. That's brilliant. And I hope people in the chat and anyone watching on replay or catch up, if you're having problems, do as Jenny says, reach out to us. You know,
Definitely.
You're not on your own.
No, I tell you, when they feel a very long time, and you will get genuine people, and it takes you a long time. And like I know when I started off, I trusted everyone, and then I began to be okay and stand on my own 2 feet. Yeah. And keep your circle small and keep them great, and you will network with amazing people. You really will. You'll meet people from everywhere. You just have to. It's part of the course, I think, when you get into the paranormal field.
Yeah,
it is part of the course sometimes, and it does happen. But you'll get the genuine people that will support you. And we're in different parts of the world, so time-wise, it doesn't matter. Text, mail, nothing is said or repeated. No. Would you say, what do you want, tell genuine, not genuine?
Jenny, not genuine. I have to put you two on my new podcast called Hassling the Paranormal.
That would be so cool. That would be brilliant, actually. And it's like I said, look at my dog. Did you ask me?
Did
you ask Zach? His name is Zach. I actually mailed Zach Bagans one time saying I named my dog after you, and he blocked me.
Right, we're going to end this live here. We've gone on after the others have left. We hope you've enjoyed everything, but we'll be back next Friday with Lo on the Frightners. Tuesday night we are back on Things Network on the Spooky Crew or Simply Spooky, and Wednesday we're Dan and I are going to come to you we're recording from a very haunted location, so we will be live at this haunted location,
nice.
chatting shit most probably and seeing if the spirits want to join us. But
yes, that's what they do mostly. We've been called many names, gobshites. If I heard an EVP saying gobshites, I'm done.
That's brilliant.
I won't hear an EVP saying gobshites. That would be freaking brilliant. I'm actually going to try and use that location.
That would be brilliant. Then you could write the book. Me and it's gobshite and me or something.
I will like those.
Right. Anyway, love you all. Thank you in the chat, and we will see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Good night.